Hello my beautiful people, and hello to my beautiful Eagles fans. It's been so long, but I'm back and I have a video for you guys explaining why we should not be worried about the 2020 Dallas Cowboys. Yes, we're going to take the boys down. I know a lot of people might be shook by the fact that they grabbed CeeDee Lamb in the draft and they're like, what are we going to do now? If we double team Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb is going to be wide open. The Cowboys had an explosive offense last season. Now their offense is looking even more explosive. But I'm going to tell you guys why these boys don't have me shook at all, okay? First, intro. Okay guys, let me start with number one, quarterback controversy. That's big in the NFL. So the Dallas Cowboys are coming into the 2020 season with a lot of quarterback controversy, and we know that's going to build up a lot of tension behind that offensive line and in the locker room as well. So they have Dak Prescott, who they franchise tagged and still hasn't paid up until this day. So they're basically sending the message to Dak Prescott, buddy, we don't know about you yet. We don't know how much you're worth. And if that was me, I would be like, dang, like, okay, y'all don't think I'm worth that much? Okay, whatever. Not only did they not pay Dak Prescott, but they also added a young Andy Dalton to the roster as well. So now they haven't paid him, and then they added in someone who's pretty much comparable to his talent. Andy Dalton is basically a Dak Prescott in my eyes. We don't know what Andy Dalton is really capable of, so he might be a threat to Dak Prescott. Andy Dalton only had one weapon in Cincinnati, and that was AJ Green. Andy Dalton, we don't know the full extent of his talent, and we might see it in Dallas, okay? So the fact that they don't have that whole situation figured out between, are they going to pay Dak Prescott and then they're going to bring in another quarterback, like that sends a lot of confusion and a lot of questions to anybody's head. So they already have that quarterback controversy that they have to figure out. I feel like they got an equal in Andy Dalton and Dak Prescott, because a lot of people were like, commentators are saying, oh, they better watch out, they have a dual threat. They really don't have a dual threat. They got the same guy. They got a game manager in Dak Prescott and they have a game manager in Andy Dalton. So it doesn't matter who's on the field. Both guys are equally capable of doing the same thing. So bring them out, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter who. Game manager, neither one of those guys are playmakers, okay? So reason number two why I'm not worried about the Cowboys is that they had a stellar offense last season and for the last couple of seasons, and they have done nothing with it. I mean, they didn't go to the playoffs last year, and they had a top 3 passing offense with Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup. Top 3 passing offense. They were number 2 in passing yards per game with almost 300 passing yards per game. And where did that take them? Not in the NFC champs. They had a stellar wide receiver core. We had a busted wide receiver core, and we still went to the playoffs. So obviously them having a stellar offense is not their problem. Y'all already had a stellar offense. Y'all didn't really fix much on defense. They had a number 9 ranked defense in yards per game last season, but they lost Byron Jones. That's a big loss for them, and they didn't fill that void. They just beefed up an area they were already top of the notch in, but they didn't beef up the area where I feel like was their sore spot, especially now after losing Byron Jones. So they got an offense that got even stronger, but that strong offense didn't do nothing for you guys last season. You guys were number 2 in passing yards per game, but still wasn't enough to beat us late in the season when we didn't even have Rodney McLeod. We held them to less than 10 points with that offense. So what does adding CeeDee Lamb do? Yes, it's another threat, but your offense has never been a problem for us. We've always been to contain your offense, even when we had an injured secondary last season. I'm just confused. Also, the Eagles beefed up their D-line. We beefed up our D-line, guys. We're gonna have a top one, I'm saying it. We're gonna have the best D-line in the league with Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, and Malik Jackson, okay, as our interior defensive linemen. So all that pressure we're gonna be putting up on whether it's Andy Dalton or Dak Prescott, they're not going to be able to handle that pressure, okay? Their time in the pocket is going to be split second. Okay, as soon as you snap, get that ball off or you getting sacked, buddy. Okay, so all that pressure that we're going to be putting up front, their accuracies are about to be down below, okay? All the pressure we're going to be putting on, all the pressure we're going to be putting up front is going to weaken the passing game for the Dallas Cowboys. That pressure up front doesn't just weaken the running game, it weakens the passing game as well because it knocks the quarterback off of their game. So us strengthening that, not only our secondary, but strengthening that D-line as well is really going to put a lot of pressure on Dak or Andy Dalton or whoever's holding down that quarterback spot. They're not going to have any time to look for CeeDee Lamb because they're going to be looking to throw the ball out of bounds because we put that pressure on them. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So us beefing up that D line is really going to affect that passing game. So I'm not worried about CeeDee Lamb. Okay? I'm not worried about CeeDee Lamb. And yes, we beefed up our secondary as well. Not only did we add Big Play Slay, who we already know can lock down Amari Cooper. We don't even have to double team Amari Cooper because Big Play Slay got him. Big Play Slay has him, okay? If you look up the numbers between Big Play Slay and Amari Cooper, Darius Slay has locked him down, and I talk about that in another video where I go in depth on us picking up Darius Slay. And then also we added Nikhil Rodney Coleman, who we all know is a dog, okay? Lastly, the Dallas Cowboys have a brand new coach in Mike McCarthy, and who knows what that means. This team, this offseason has been an offseason like no other, so they haven't had time to really acclimate themselves with the new coach and his systems and all of that with these virtual workouts. Who knows? Knowing the Cowboys, they've probably been working out in person this whole time, but they haven't had time to, you know, really get acclimated with the new coach like they would have if it wasn't for the coronavirus. So having that new coach, having that quarterback controversy, losing Byron Jones, adding CeeDee Lamb to an already explosive offense that wasn't enough to get you guys over the hump last season, it raises a lot of questions for me. It raises a lot of questions. And a lot of questions is not something that you want to have on a football team. So when it comes to the Eagles, when we have a beefed up secondary that's ready to take on that wide receiver core, mind you guys, we handled Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup in the last game of this. Well, the last game we played Dallas in December, you know, deciding whether we would be the NFC East champs or them. So we beefed up our secondary. We'll be able to handle Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. If one of them has to get double teamed, yes, that leaves one open, but that's one. And they were number 2 in passing yards last season, so it wasn't enough for them to make it to the playoffs. I don't know what the missing piece is they need, but it wasn't CeeDee Lamb. It might have been somebody on defense. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think. Are you still worried about facing the Cowboys? What team are you guys anticipating playing the most next season? And what do you guys want to see from me? My videos coming up next. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Do what you do. Bye.